Hey there, welcome to episode 3 of the car show. Saturday, so it's car show day. So, full disclosure here before we begin. I had an episode ready for you. I had it all ready, had it all edited with all the little fancy writing that goes on all around the screen there. And the crazy little intro I had. Me being nuts before the stupid little song that I do. And for some reason on my phone, I completely lost it. It's gone kaput out of here. I don't know what happened. So, I'm filming this on the fly because I promised you guys a car show. I promised you the Little Red Wagon. So, today, episode 3 is not as fancy as the first two episodes, but I promise you episode 4 will be just as goofy and fun. So, I promised you the Little Red Wagon. Matt over at Model Car Videos, his link will be down below somewhere here. I will send or put in the description a link to his videos. He does a lot of great stuff. He's got a lot of subscribers. If you're not a subscriber to him, go subscribe to him. He's great. He recommended we do the Dodge Little Red Wagon, Dodge A100. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to do a video. I'm going to explain it because I kind of remember what I said on the first one. So let's look at some cars. Should we do the theme? Let's go to the car show. Let's go to the car show. Everybody come with me to the car show. Did you die a little inside? I did. Let's flip the camera around. Alright, so the camera's flipped around here. So like I said, this one's for you, Matt, and everybody else building the Little Red Wagon. I know a lot of people do this kit. I know a lot of people are doing this kit right now. So it's Bill Maverick, the Maverick Golden's Little Red Wagon. It's a Lindberg kit, 125th. I saw the box here. It's an authentic scale motor. 125th. This kit's been released a few times, different boxes. I know the classic red Lindberg one. This one. This one, it was actually found for me at an estate sale by one of my coworkers. He picked it up for me. So, let's get this out of here because that's out. Okay, so you guys have seen a slideshow of this bad boy on my channel already. In fact, I think that's where we got the idea to do it. Woo! Okay, so let's talk about this. This is a model kit of a Dodge A100. According to Wikipedia, they built them from between 64 and 1970. The Little Red Wagon was a wheelie standy event car. It ran between 65 and 2003. Apparently it crashed a couple times, so I don't think it was the same truck throughout the whole time, but Bill Golden, the Maverick, drove it. So the kit is a decent A100 truck. The paint was a... Oh, I put my hand right over it. The paint was a Tamiya. I believe it was Italian red. It was the end of the can, so I was just trying to finish a can. You pick up the truck. It actually is very sturdy and heavy. Everything fits together very nicely in it. Let's lay it on the side here. Let me show you. So, it's not very bright because it's all black. Maybe if I do this. Should I do this? Yeah, it helps a little bit. So, the suspension fits on the frame rail real nicely. You build it together, it goes together very simple. This kit's fairly simple. I'll explain a couple issues later here. So, it goes right on the frame. The frame then sits on a base that's the whole truck bed, and underneath the front part is the interior. So the interior is built up on that. The engine, if you're doing the regular stock truck, the engine's actually up here. They give you a separate engine for the stock engine. If you're doing it the wheelie stand, you have to cut this hole out. There then is a fill-in piece you glue here, which is that piece there, to push the engine backwards. The engine itself is a very undetailed engine. As you see, I did mine orange with the silver transmission. There's not much to it. You can finish that in about 30 seconds. They tell you to put the engine on the, or they tell you to put the engine in the frame fairly early in the instructions. I highly recommend wait a little bit because the stacks, they kept falling off when you're trying to build everything around it, and actually one of the stacks is missing. Hit the floor, gone, patooey. So, like I said, very, very basic engine. On the inside, you can barely see that, is the, a little bit, is the interior. Very basic. Like I said, it's built on, right on the base itself. Just a dashboard that glues on the inside of the body. I put the racing seat in. If you're doing it the stock version, you'd build the 2 seats. There's a roll cage in it, which is kind of cool. Now, I did my roll cage yellow just so you could see it. If you did it black, it would all blend in there and you wouldn't be able to see squat diddles. So I figured the yellow matches the yellow writing. And, you know, a term I go back to constantly is visually appealing. If I look at something, I want it to look good. Different colors and shades of stuff make it look good for me. Not necessarily accurate, just as long as it looks good. Now, the roll cage, I highly recommend you build the roll cage out of the truck first. I had a hard time putting it together. It worked for me when I built it on the side before I glued it into the pan. I'm going to call it the pan, but it's the board there. Yeah, it didn't want to keep its shape, so I built it off to the side and then put it in. That's just my recommendation. Now, this kit does have the headlights to put in. These are obviously the cap covers for the drag. The grill and the bumpers go on real nicely. The chrome work was all pretty decent. Obviously, my one was a little off-centered. It's pretty decent. This kit had a fair amount of flash on it. So if yours has flash, take your time. I think the front wheel there sits a little far back there, but everything else looks really good. These are the drag tires. Obviously, it has the tires to make it the stock version as well. In the back, like I said, the engine. I guess that's the fuel tank. Now the straps on the fuel tank, I did those in, there we go. I did those with just a Sharpie. Make it look, I don't know, like straps, I guess. That's the battery pack. I did that in gray. It's not going to focus for me. And then the parachute, which had a fair amount of flash. I kind of reshaped the bottom there. Not great, but is what it is. My major problem with the kit, and you can probably see it here, was the doors. Focus. There we go. I said focus and it focused. So the doors on this kit are opening doors. They have hinges on them. They go in the inside here, and then the doors are supposed to swing open and whatnot. I couldn't get the hinges to work. They were small. They were brittle. They kind of sucked. So I glued the doors in, and then the doors didn't quite fit in. Anyways, this one here looks, you can see it's offset. So then I have the hinges here, and then I have the holes on the truck here, which I don't like the holes there. So I glued them, went in a lot better. So I glued the doors in because I couldn't get the stupid hinges to work. Now, I'm sure you guys could probably figure it out a lot better than me. I was frustrated and gave up on it. So that's what I got on mine. So the decals, for being a slightly older kit, the decals were really good. They went on smooth. They were very nice. What I thought was really cool, this kit had 2 sets of decals. Not really 2 sets of decals, but it had options for 2 different trucks. You had this version, which according to my reading was the original Little Red Wagon. My hand is very shaky. Was the original Little Red Wagon. And then if you take the quotation marks off, and then there was some different writing on the bottom and a couple different sponsors, it was from my understanding, the last Little Red Wagon. So if you wanted to buy two of these kits, you could have the first and the last. Also on the back here, there were supposed to be some chains that go from the top here to the side of the truck bed, or the tailgate, not the truck bed. They go from the back of the truck to the tailgate. And I couldn't get those. They were small, they were brittle. I couldn't get them on. So I left them off. So, like I said, the decals were a complete pleasure to work with. Sorry, I heard some weird noise outside. I didn't know what that was. Complete pleasure to work with. It's depending on which version you want to do. It's your choice. So one of the things I thought was really cool that came with this kit was, and you see it in the pictures, the slideshow that I have, there will also be a link to the slideshow down below, was it had a stand to hold it upward like that. I mean, how cool is it to display it in your collection like that? You don't get very many cars in your collection like that. As you can see, they all just sit there. That's just some of the cars. So it had this real nice stand. Hold it up. If you were to detail the underbody, you'd be able to see the underbody and whatnot. When I was taking pictures for the slideshow, the stand collapsed upon itself, which I thought was funny. So either I built the stand wrong or the model kit is way too heavy for the stand. I'm going to go with the latter. So maybe sometime I'll build something, maybe, to hold it upward. So this is the Little Red Wagon. Ooh, take a look at it. In fact, this is why I'm here. I want you to look at it. So, I have a funny story about the back window too, now I'm thinking about it. There's no back window on here. Got my finger caught. There's no back window under. So, it comes with the back window. I went to test fit the window, put it on the ground, glued it on the ground, or glued the edges, put the glue on it, and then I went to go pick up the window after I glued it, and it was gone. It's freaking hilarious. It wasn't on my clothes, it wasn't on my table, it wasn't on any other piece. It was just disappeared. I never found that glass again. It's just poof, thin air. So, here is my Little Red Wagon, as requested by Matt over at Model Car Videos. Like I said, the link to him is down below. Matt, thank you for requesting. If you haven't subscribed to Matt, go subscribe to Matt. If you haven't subscribed to me, I would appreciate if you subscribe to me, like the video, share the video, comment me. Episode 4 of the car show will be next Saturday, because Saturdays are car show days, where we look at my cars. Cars are picked by you, the subscribers. Another reason to be a subscriber. Next week, episode 4, I've already started the video, and I haven't lost anything on the video yet, will be a 1979, I am literally in the light, a 1979 Chevy Nova. It's the MPC kit. We'll talk about that one. But for now, Little Red Wagon. Tripped on my chair. Everybody, thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next week in a better episode of the car show. Let's go to the car show. La 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 la, car show, yeah.